Yes, class 11. Girls, proceeding with depreciation. We are going to proceed with depreciation today. Remember, we had started with depreciation day before yesterday. What is depreciation? Depreciation is the decline in the value of fixed asset. Decline in the value of fixed asset because of many reasons. It may be because of obsolescence, it may be because of expiry of time, or the congestion, or the expiry of legal rights, normal wear and tear, any reason. We discussed the reasons also. Now, and we discussed that how is depreciation calculated. Depreciation depends on three factors: the cost of the total cost of the asset, the scrap value of the asset, that is the residual value, and the useful estimated useful life of the asset. We found out the depreciation. That method of depreciation with those three factors is called the original cost method of depreciation. I told you the depreciation in this method of original cost remains constant if the depreciation charged according to those three methods, those three factors, comes out to 10%. Then throughout the life of the asset, the depreciation is supposed to remain at 10%. We charge depreciation also. We made that asset account, we charge depreciation to bank rupees 30,000. Then depreciation was for first few months. Like this, we charge the depreciation according to when the asset is purchased. Here, this question, I remember I told you, when the asset is 90,000, the 1 lakh is the asset, and depreciation is at the rate of 8% depreciation. In the first year will be 8,000, next year it will be 8,000, third year it will be 8,000, and fourth year it will be 8,000. That means the depreciation according to this method, the original cost method, is valued on the original cost of the asset, and cost of the asset does not change. So the depreciation also does not change according to this asset. No matter they are 20 years, the depreciation in all these years is supposed to remain the same, that is constant. We discuss the merits and the demerits of this method of charging depreciation. The asset, in according to this method, the scrap value of the asset comes out to be zero after the usable life of the asset. Now here does not come to zero. Now here we proceed with the depreciation with the new method today called diminishing balance method. Called the diminishing balance method. Now children, what does diminishing means? Diminishing means declining, the reducing. This is also called the reducing balance method or the written down value method. The written down, that means the assets value is getting getting to reduce. We write off the value of depreciation or the asset each year. It is also called written down value method. Now I've told you three names of the same method: diminishing balance method, written down value method, or reducing value method. All mean the same. According to this method, children, the asset value does not remain the same. As the value goes on declining, the depreciation on these asset also goes on declining. Now suppose the value of the asset in the first year is 10,000. Okay, the asset is supposed to depreciate, suppose at 10%. In the first year, the assets will depreciate by 10%. That means 10% of this means 1,000. The value in the second year becomes 9,000. This is the second year. Now, if the depreciation remains the same, this year also 1,000 should be deducted. No, but we say as the value is coming down, the asset also depreciates at a lower pace. The value, this according to this ideology, according to this opinion, because the value of the asset is going on reducing, the profit, the value that we are taking out from profit is going on reducing each year. So depreciation becoming constant will give undue pressure in the later years. According to this method, 10% means now we will not charge 10% on this. We will charge 10% on this. Means 900 will be the depreciation. The value reduces 8,100. In the third year again 10%, but 10% not of this, 10% of this. That means 810. So the value of the asset in the fourth year will become 7290. In the fourth year, the depreciation is also at 10%, but 10% of this, of the reduced value, of the diminished value. That means 729 will be the depreciation. So the value of asset will be 6561. This becomes, that means every year, see the value of the asset depreciation in the first year is this. It came down to 900. From 900 it came down to 810. From 810 it diminishing to 729. From 729 next now it will diminishing to 656.1. That means every year when the assets value is declining, the depreciation is also declining, keeping the load on the profit and loss equal in the latter years. I'll explain you how. But this is the value of depreciation in the diminishing balance method or the reducing value method of depreciation. Now let me tell you the merits of this method. Why do we use this method? The first reason to use this method is its easy calculation. The calculation is easy. Why is calculation easy? Because see, 10%, it remains 10%. So the calculation is very easy. 10% of whatever value of now how is the calculation easy? Suppose the asset is getting sold in this year. We do not have to see what was the value of depreciation in the first year and then charge depreciation on that value to find out the profit and loss method. Remember in one question yesterday we did, day before yesterday we did that question where 1/3 part of the asset is getting sold. Where 1/3 value of the asset is getting sold, we have to find out the value in that year on that asset which is getting sold. More than one assets are there. So what was the value on the asset that is getting sold? We go back to 10 years before. It is difficult. But when we follow depreciation according to this method, diminishing balance method, the calculation becomes very simple, very easy. Why? Because whatever the year, whatever the value, ये है तो इस पे लगा दो. This is the value, we find out on this. This is the value, we find out on this. This is the value. Whatever the value of asset is on in that year, we have to apply that depreciation on the decided rate on that year. So it is very easy to find out the profit or loss in the year of sale. The second important merit of charging depreciation according to this method is equal charge against income. Equal charge against income. Equal charge. How am I saying equal charge? Equal charge, children, because see, each year the depreciation is going on reducing, but now profit also. So that means what happens? The profit is the profit calculated, the charge. This is depreciation which is going to be deducted from profit. This is also going to be deducted on profit. This is also deducted on profit. When the asset gets old, the repair charges on the asset go on increasing. The first year, the amount spent on repair will be less. Next year, asset gets old, the repairs increase. Third year, the repairs increase. Fourth year, the repairs still increase. Fifth year, the repairs still increase. That means as the asset gets older, as the asset gets depleted and used, the repair value goes on increasing. इफ डेप्रिसिएशन रिमेन्स कांस्टेंट तो प्रॉफिट में से तो कुछ बचेगा ही नहीं. रिपेयर इंक्रीज हो गई, डेप्रिसिएशन उतना का उतना ही है, सो इट विल गिव अ हाई प्रेशर ऑन द प्रॉफिट. प्रॉफिट तो बचेगा ही नहीं. सो अकॉर्डिंग टू दिस मेथड व्हाट डू वी डू? Where the repairs increase, the depreciation decrease. Repairs और बढ़ गए, depreciation कम हो गया. Repairs और बढ़ गए, depreciation इससे भी कम हो गया. So that means as the repair goes on increasing from the first year to the fourth year, repair have increased, but depreciation goes on decreasing each year, giving an equal charge on profit. So profit is not unduly pressurized in the latter years. It gives an equal charge on the profit of the latter years. The third merit of this method is undue pressure in later years. No undue pressure. No undue pressure in the latter years. That is what I've told you. It goes on decreasing. The efficiency, children, the efficiency and the usefulness of the asset is more in the initial years than the latter years. So the depreciation in the initial years should be more in comparison to the later years. So thus this method, it ensures adopting the giving no undue pressure on the profits in the latter years. Next, fourth is balance of asset is never written off. Never written off to zero. Now what never written off to zero? Never written off to zero means, see in this method what happens. See, I'll show you here what happens. In case the method, the value of asset is 10, the depreciation will be 1. 100 ले लेते हैं, depreciation will be 10. 90 हो गया, depreciation 9. 81 हो गया, depreciation 8. 72 हो गया, depreciation 7. So depreciation goes on, so कम होता जाएगा, depreciation is going on decreasing. 65 हो गया, 6. So it goes on decreasing, depreciation goes on decreasing. Suppose ये 1 हो जाएगा, depreciation suppose ये 1 हो गया, so इसका depreciation आ जाएगा 0.1. 0.1 हो गया तो उसका depreciation आ गया 0.01. 0.01 हो गया उसका depreciation आ गया 0.001. So as the value of asset goes on decreasing, the depreciation also goes on decreasing. That means the depreciation never comes to zero. It goes on decreasing at the same rate at which the assets value is going on decreasing. इससे क्या होगा? Why is it a merit? Because we do not show here that the asset value is zero. Asset की value zero होती है कभी? Never. Asset does not disappear. एसेट की वैल्यू कुछ ना कुछ तो होती है. स्क्रैप वैल्यू ले लो, स्क्रैप वैल्यू भी होती है, वैल्यू तो है ना उसकी. सो एज लॉन्ग एज द एसेट हैज़ अ वैल्यू, डेप्रिसिएशन ऑल्सो शुड नॉट बी ज़ीरो. In this method, depreciation is not taken down to be zero. That is an advantage of this method. Then the fifth merit of this method is it is approved method by income tax authorities. Income tax authorities. It is approved by the income tax authorities. This method, when you charge depreciation according to the income tax, this method is approved, whereas the straight line method is not approved. This is approved by the income tax authorities. The taxation is permissible according to the Tax Regulation Act. The depreciation that is permissible according to the diminishing balance method, not the straight line method. So it is permissible. Now, but children, these were the merits. At the same time, whenever we discuss some merits, there are some drawbacks also. There are some demerits also. There is no coin without the flip side. Now let us see what is the flip side of this method. The first flip side of this method is when we said that the asset, I just said here, the asset never written off to zero. I showed you whatever the value of asset is, it does not become zero. दैट वॉज अ मेरिट हियर, क्योंकि एसेट तो है तो उसकी वैल्यू जीरो कैसे हो जाएगी, रेजिडुअल वैल्यू होगी, कुछ वैल्यू तो होगी. एज लॉन्ग एज द एसेट इज देयर द वैल्यू इज देयर, सो वी टुक इट एज अ मेरिट. But the same thing can be explained as a demerit. Why? Because we say the asset is never written off to zero. It is never written off to zero. Never a zero. So this becomes a demerit. Why? Because asset की यूज कुछ नहीं रहा बट एसेट की वैल्यू फिर भी है. So that is just you can showcase to us. It is just a display to us that the asset is there. उसकी वैल्यू तो हमारे लिए ज़ीरो हो गई क्योंकि asset is not giving any merit to us. Asset is not giving. When the asset ceases to give benefit to us, it is considered that the value is zero to us. But according to this method, the value never comes to zero. So it is a drawback of this method कि assets value never comes to zero, whether the asset is giving us benefit or not. See, in so many years here, the asset अब 656 हो गई, फिर 520 हो जाएगी, फिर 42 हो जाएगी, फिर 3 हो जाएगी, 2 हो जाएगी, 1 हो जाएगी. In some years, in 10 years, 12 years, 15 years, the value of asset or the benefit of asset will be zero. But asset की value points में चली जाएगी. According to this method, it will never be shown as zero. That is a drawback of this method. The asset, that means, is not giving any benefit to us, but the value is not being shown here. Value is shown as it is showing something. It is not reduced to zero. So that can be explained as a demerit as well. Next demerit, omission of interest factor. Now children, interest factor, this is a demerit, you can say. Interest, the interest factor, as with the original cost method, you can say that this method does not take into consideration the loss of interest on amount invested in the asset. There is no loss of interest. This does not take into account also the loss of interest. There is interest that is getting lost on the asset. Every year the value of asset is coming to zero. तो उसका इंटरेस्ट, सपोज वी हैव इन्वेस्टेड द एसेट समवेयर, उसका इंटरेस्ट तो हमें मिलेगा ना, दैट इज़ नॉट शोन हियर. व्हेन द एसेट इज गेटिंग ओल्डर, इंटरेस्ट बढ़ना चाहिए उसका, द इन्वेस्टमेंट, द वैल्यू ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट इंक्रीजेज, whereas in this method the value of asset does not increase, it goes on decreasing. So that is a demerit. Interest factor is omitted to be displayed in this method. Then the next demerit is difficulty in determining the rate of depreciation. Very true. See, I showed you here, it goes on decreasing. 10% pay, 1,900, it goes on decreasing. But the asset is reducing at 10%. This we cannot find out very easily. Suppose it is at 15% or 20% or 5%. How will that percent be calculated? That is not very easy to decide. That is not very easy to calculate. So it is said that it is very difficult to determine the value of the rate of depreciation. Rate of depreciation is not easy to calculate. It is not simple to calculate the rate of depreciation. And then one more drawback of this method is that knowledge of original cost. Knowledge of original cost is not known to us. We cannot find out the knowledge of original cost. See here, supposing you have to show the asset, you have to sell the asset in this year. In this year, the asset account will show you the value of asset at this amount. But when we want to sell the asset, we want to know at what value was it purchased. ये 10,000 वाली value, this will not be shown in the books in that year. So as the when the asset gets older, this is only the story of 4-5 years, so it is easy, we can scan through, either we can see, suppose the asset exists for 20 years. In the 20th year, it will not be easy to calculate the value or to find out the value in the first year. So finding out the original cost of the asset is not very simple, which is a drawback or a flip of this asset. This asset, that means we can say with these drawbacks, children, we can decide that it is not very suitable in the assets having a shorter life. This asset, this type of method, diminishing balance method or the written down value method, it's more suitable to those assets which have a longer life, maybe 20 years, 30 years, more than that. So the where the repair charges in the later years are going on reducing, the repair charges do not go on increasing, and the pressure is justified, it is equated with the depreciation. There the value of asset or this method of asset is more suitable. Okay, now we'll proceed on doing the questions. There are differences also given here. There are differences of the distinction between the two methods that have been given. You can go through the amount of depreciation, equal depreciation charged every year. Okay, let me take the differences with you. Here the differences have been given. The first difference is amount of depreciation. Equal depreciation charged every year. In this method, the straight line method, depreciation is equal, and here the depreciation goes on decreasing. Second, basis of calculation, depreciation is charged on the original cost, and here depreciation is cost on the reduced balance. Zero level, the asset can be reduced to zero, and here the asset can never be reduced to zero. I showed you it can come to 0.1, it can come to 0.01, it can come to 0.001, it can never be reduced to zero. Then combined effect of depreciation and repairs. The combined effect of this is that as the life of the asset proceeds, the burden on the asset goes on increasing, and here it is equated, it is justified. Repairs will be almost equal over the different years. The pressure is not increasing. And then rate of depreciation. Rate of depreciation is kept low in comparison to diminishing balance method, and rate of depreciation here is high. Approval by income tax. This method is not approved by income tax authorities. This method is approved by income tax authorities. And suitability, I told you, this method is suitable for assets which repair charges are less and the possibility of obsolescence is less, such as land, building, patent, trademarks, these type of assets. And this method is suitable to those assets which require more repair expenses with passage of time. Where the repair expenses increase, there this method is more suitable. Okay, children. Now with this we finish the diminishing balance method, the understanding. After this we start with the numerical questions of diminishing balance method that will proceed in the next video now. Okay, thank you girls. Please go through the class, the lecture today to understand the diminishing balance method properly. Okay, I'll do the practical questions with you on Monday. On Monday we do not have a class, on Tuesday then. Right, children? Now on Tuesday, you will also have to prepare for the test. Small business in business studies. In business, all right, let us take social responsibilities. Please prepare social responsibilities for test in business studies. I will take up depreciation, the next lesson in the next topic in depreciation, the numerical methods, plus a small test of oral test of the, it may be oral or written, let me decide at that time, the test on social responsibilities. Please prepare that properly. Okay, thank you girls.